Finally this hour, a new gallery show is raising money for arts education funding in the city. Proceeds will go to the Achievement First charter public schools with the goal of raising $50,000 for arts and music classes. So joining me now to talk more about this and the artist behind this showcase is Max Rosen. Thank you so much for coming on the Rush Hour.
Thank you for having some place for me to come to.
Tell us a little bit about what drew you to this cause and why it's so important to you.
Sure. When I was a kid, my mom is a famous classical musician, and she used to volunteer teaching music classes in public schools. She came to my school. I was always a public school kid. She went up to Harlem frequently, and I said to her as a little kid, "Mom, are you getting paid for this?" And she goes, "No, I'm not getting paid. I'm volunteering." I said, "Why?" And she said, because arts education is very important in public schools, and there's no funding for it. So I can only do a little bit. But here's what I'm doing what I can, and I can only do a little bit, but I'm doing what I can.
Well, yeah, I mean, and every little bit counts. That's
right.
That's what adds up. Talk a little bit about why art in education is so important, not just for people who want to go on and be artists, but somebody who might go on in a STEM type of field. What does art do to the young mind, the exposure to art?
I was just introduced to a Harvard professor who's doing clinical studies about therapeutic use of art on children who've been traumatized. And I haven't met him in person yet. He's out of the country. As soon as he comes back, I'm going to bicycle down to the Plaza Hotel where he lives. I'm super excited about it. I know that for me, as a kid, art helped me channel my emotions and my energy, which were all over the place. But when I did art, I became totally focused, 100% focused. Everything else in the world went away. And I think that's the case for a lot of kids. And I think art therapy / art is an incredibly important outlet and can be a lifelong companion for anybody.
Yeah, and conversely, children who don't have this exposure from a young age, when they're not able to create art in school, what's the concern that you have for those children?
That their emotions and negative thoughts don't get channeled into something. I'm kind of crazy. However, thank goodness I have used all my craziness for good instead of for evil. So I think that art has been my passion, my mission, and a way that I'm able to channel my oversized energy into something positive.
You know, you're wearing your artwork here.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the work that you do.
Yeah.
Your T-shirt here, but also, you know, some of the types of art that you've got on display in the gallery for this.
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually one of my favorite images. It's called The Screaming Lizard. And this was inspired by, believe it or not, my worst nightmare of my entire life. I was describing it to my therapist. I haven't had a therapy session in a year, but he's a great guy, really smart. And I was describing this nightmare to him, and he said, "Why don't you draw a picture of that?" And I was like, "Great idea." And I sat down and I drew this in an hour without making a blot, without making a blemish, without making a mistake. And it's one of my favorite images of all time.
And we were looking at some of your work on the screen there. So if people go to the gallery, these are items that are for sale.
100%.
And the proceeds will go to funding the art education that you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Being so necessary to you not only as a child, but continues.
100%.
Paying a great homage to your mom and the lesson that she taught you all those years ago.
Yes.
So for people who want to go to the gallery, I want to make sure that we get the information to them. It's at Pidco, New York. It does run through May 22nd. Good luck with it.
It's in Brooklyn at 77 Washington Avenue. I hope I got that right. Big thank you to Picto New York and Julian Alamo that put this on in 4 weeks. The installation is unbelievable. Thank you.
Artist Max Rosen, thank you for coming on the Rush Hour. Really appreciate it.